A perfect start to your world. You've probably heard this phrase tossed all across the Minecraft YouTube community. Well, I think it's all nonsense. There is no perfect start to worlds because all the seeds are different. And if there was, I believe a perfect start to a world should be a simple way to get many important renewable resources that can benefit future projects or plans. Most of these perfect starts to worlds are essentially just showing off building skills. I, for one, cannot build for the life of me, but I've started many worlds and not felt like I was going nowhere or I was going to stunt very soon, which is unfortunately the case for most worlds. So, I will talk about a good way to start a world, not a perfect one. Now, before all the technical stuff, I want to note that the beginning shouldn't be fast progression. Of course, the methods I'm showing off in this video will give you fast progression, but you need to first realize that it will take a while before you get somewhere. Also, I will have a section for worlds in 1.21.2 and under, as progression is much faster in 1.21.2 and under worlds. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Now, I would say doing the least amount of work that could put me in danger for the most amount of profit is the best you can get. However, I am not just going to shove a perfect seed in your face. That's kinda cheap. Instead, I will be utilizing simple to build farm designs. What you want to do first is find a village. You can get stone tools before this, but don't spend too much time on mining yet. I'd recommend you stay away from snow villages though, as most early game farms use water. Water will turn into ice in cold climates. If you spawn in a snow biome or take more than 5 minutes to find a village, make a new world. If we are going for efficiency, this is technically the fastest way to get moving. Once you have found a village, take all the beds, all the workbenches, and move them to a location roughly near a lot of houses, but on a relatively flat plain. If your village is on cliffs and on a river, good luck. Place them all together and start surrounding the beds with blocks, about 3 blocks high. Make a one-way staircase and start ringing the bell. If it is nighttime for you, you can just wait for them to go to bed. After at least 2 villagers have gone inside the villager containment chamber, you can build a temporary workshop area and pass your first night. Yes, you heard that correctly. If you do this properly, you will have the first step done in 1 day. Now, you can go mine for iron. I suggest trying to find a mine shaft for at least 2 powered rails and some normal rails. But if it's too risky for you, don't worry. Grab as much as you want, but I just suggest enough for iron armor, iron tools, and 25 extra iron. Please do not forget this 25 extra iron. You'll need it for later. If you didn't get a mine shaft, grab 6 more iron, 6 gold ingots, and 2 redstone. Don't try to find a mine shaft if you don't have one, by the way. It's faster just mining. Remember, we're looking for the most profit as well as efficiency. Now, return to the village. Depending on how many villagers you have, the next step might be different. If you only have 2 to 4 villagers, build a villager breeder first. If you have 5 villagers, including nitwits, you can skip to the iron farm part if you want. Find an area in the village that you can build a 9 by 9 square that is on the same level or under the villager containment chamber, with terraforming if needed. Now, stop building this villager breeder design. I don't know who made it first, by the way. This might take an hour if you're not so good with transporting villagers, but after you're done with your villager breeder, you can go take a break. It's important that you don't get heavily drained while trying to grind. If you're still going good, then you can move on to the next step.
Yo, editor here. I basically recorded 20 minutes of me building the iron farm at 1000 bitrate, so I lost all of the footage that was going to be used. So the rest of this will just be me and creative basically showing what would have happened.
Like the villager breeder, find a 20 by 21 area, which is around 25 blocks away from any villager containment area. Yes, 20 by 21. Now, this farm does not need a flat plane, but try to get at least a 6 by 7 area inside the 20 by 21 area that is relatively flat. If it helps, use pathway blocks to mark the 20 by 21 area. You can now follow the tutorial in the description for the iron farm. This can take you 10 to 60 minutes. If you are very unlucky, with the zombie. After you're done, you can go explore. Unless you built the farm in spawn chunks, the farm will not be loaded when you go explore. But I also find it pretty important to know your surroundings. Make sure to bring a bed to skip the night. In the time it took you to build the iron farm, you probably have villagers in the villager breeder now. You can bring them into a separate area to trade. If you have lots of rails, transport will be easier. You can build a villager trading hall, or just shove them into the ground and get quick trades. I suggest you get all the smiths and a Fletcher, or the smiths being weaponsmith, toolsmith, and the armorsmith. With the iron farm, you can trade for iron, which will make finishing the smiths so much easier. If you grab some bamboo while exploring, you can plant loads of it for easy wood while you chop down trees for the Fletchers. This part is very slow, as villager trades only reset twice a day. Make sure to get multiple Fletchers if it helps. Don't get multiple smiths, as trading them up is hideous. If you're patient enough, you'll have full diamond armor and tools. You might be thinking, mining for diamonds is faster. However, I stated at the beginning of the video that I am looking for the least amount of work that could put me in danger for the most amount of profit. You aren't guaranteed to survive in a cave, and some people might have trouble with cave exploration. But besides that, this is actually the end of the video. I have covered everything I need to. So, unless you are watching the 1.21.2 snippet, this will be goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Now, this segment is for people in 1.21.2 or under. You have the ability to own a Shring Duper. Shring Dupers are extremely overpowered for villager trading. A link to a Shring Duper will be in the description below. If you have access to string duping, you can use fishermen instead of Fletchers to get loads of string. The more fishermen, the better. Do make sure you don't overtrade, as the prices can get absurdly high. You will get tons and tons of emeralds from this, and the smith villagers will be completed in no time.